Damian, how important was the start in this game to start fast? I realize they did cut it to 8 early in the second half, but to just get out early, jump on a team like this.
I think anytime you get into a game like this with a team that's on a losing streak, their best player is out. Those are the trap games where a team like this who's really well coached, they're not going to come out and just lay off. They play with a lot of pace. They move the ball. They cut hard. Everything they do it with purpose. And if you try to ease into a game against a team like that, you can find yourself down by 15, and it has nothing to do with ability or who's on the floor. It's just the way that they play and the way that they're coached. So setting the tone and establishing ourselves in the beginning was extremely important.
And you were a big part of that with another hot first quarter. You had said after Houston it's starting to feel good and feel different. I guess what about tonight in terms of the looks you were getting and some of the passes you were getting kind of allowed you to have the night you did?
Yeah, I think just having a more aggressive mindset and also just settling in, as time goes on. They just watching them on film, I saw right away, the way that they defend, they go to the ball. When somebody's attacking, they send bodies there, they show a crowd. And I knew right away, like, okay, this is going to be one of those games where when Giannis is getting downhill, it's going to be bodies in front of him, and I just got to be ready to fire. And, early in the game, got a couple clean looks and, saw the ball go in. And then after that, I think Giannis did a great job of knowing that they were going to build a wall, and he was just aware of where I was on the floor. And, I was just catching and firing at that point.
You've mentioned you and Giannis getting to know each other better and pick spots and stuff like that. Does it feel like the first quarter is going to be yours to kind of own, that he's going to let you get out the gates with that 12-minute stretch to start the game?
That hasn't even really been a conversation. I think it's just important for me to just come out and play aggressive. I don't think every first quarter I'm going to come out and score a bunch of points, but I at least got to be assertive and aggressive. I think because me playing that way and me being that much of a threat, it will make the game easier for him. It's not going to be many nights where he doesn't score 30 points. He averages 30 points. And for us to be successful, we got to do as many things as we can for teams not to be able to give him, that type of attention. And if they do, you make them pay, and to the point where they got to come out of it. And I think me playing that way to start games is, helpful for our team.
The other night you're talking about how your mom and other family members have said, like, hey, maybe appreciate stuff a little bit. 51st player to do 20K. Just for you, as you're thinking about it, are you following that advice tonight?
I don't want to fake downplay it like it's nothing. I know it's a big deal. It's a great accomplishment. It's a rare space to be in. In the history of this league, to have only 51 players accomplish something like that, I think that speaks for itself. And I look at, what led up to it, all of the things that I think of in high school and college and, the doubt that I faced over the course of my career, before the NBA, what I wasn't supposed to be, what I wasn't supposed to accomplish, and just my mentality through all of those things. Sometimes you don't really see the light at the end of the tunnel. You just got to have that faith in yourself, and there's a lot of times people on the outside don't see it. And, when I was younger, I was offended by it. Like, why don't they see what I see in myself? And, what I found is I have true belief in myself. I pour a lot into the things that give me a chance to be successful, and it's just continued to work. That's why when I struggle or when I'm not at my best and, I'm criticized or people have things to say, I never waver during those times because I know that I'm true to it. And I've had those moments in my career from middle school to high school to college to the NBA. And I know that, because of how I go about my life off the floor and how I handle my business on the floor, eventually I'm going to have my time. And people will see my true character when I'm having high moments like tonight, based on how they saw me handle the struggles and the ups and downs. And that's what I think of when when I have an accomplishment like this. You know, I think of everything that went into me arriving at this point. And then on the flip side, I'm just like I said about accomplishments in general, I'm like, man, I might be able to get to about 27 or 28 if I can stay healthy. So being on a good team and not having to kill myself, you know, every night, I think give me a good chance to get up there.
Well, I think 14 straight home games is long. This franchise's longest home winning streak in a few decades. Just what's been working for y'all at home? How have y'all been able to be as successful as you have on this floor?
I think teams naturally play with more confidence and with better pace at home. You know, the crowd is on your side. On the road, when the team makes a shot, it feels like the end of the world sometimes. You need to call a timeout. And I think on our home floor, there's just so much to cheer for. You know, Giannis is dunking, and, you know, BP get into a fight and the crowd start going crazy. You know, it's so much to cheer for, and it's just a lot of energy in the building. And when you feel that, it's like a sense of urgency. You know, it's a sense of pride and wanting to get it done, you know. And I think it actually makes a difference for us, you know, to protect our home floor, you know, just because of the environment that it is.
So you already said it tonight, which is that you feel when you're a threat out there, you are helping make the game easier for your teammates. Giannis said the same thing on Sunday, but he also said, you know, we want Dame to be confident. We'll go off the end of the cliff with him. That's our guy.
Yeah.
How does it feel? And I'm sure that's not the first time you've heard that from him,
Yeah.
but how does it feel to hear that type of sentiment? And do you feel that from your teammates?
Yeah, definitely. You know, even on opening night, it was like we were still getting to know each other, and they had faith in me right away, you know, and I think that's because of who they've seen me be from afar. But the more I've been around the team, just the conversations, I know that they believe, you know what I'm saying? I know that they behind me. And coming into a new situation, I think that's the biggest thing is, you know, people don't really know you, so you don't know how they receive what you do or how they view what you do. So I've been saying it since I got here that it was really important, and it was great for me that this all happened at the age that I'm at, you know, at the stage of my career, because I don't need to do well and have things go my way for me to be confident. You know, I've had a lot of experience at playing in this league, and failures and not doing well and doing well, you know, just a lot of experience in those things. So I'm true in that, and I think my teammates feel and they see that. And for me personally, just knowing that they do and that they acknowledge it, you know, it just makes it easier and better to connect. You know, it makes us a better team, and it just feels better, you know, when you're in that environment.